So I guess this is episode 7 from season 1, and I have been struggling to record new episodes because I just feel overwhelmed, anxious, depressed, tired, exhausted, depleted, all at the same time. And burnout is just a diagnosis. What my body is going through, it's nothing short of extremely survival mode, and it's exhausting. It's just my sleeping cycle has been absolutely destroyed throughout this past 6 months because of work, basically. Naturally, I work shifts. I had to go through three different shifts, so my circadian cycle is burned to death. I keep waking up at 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and I can't go back to sleep. Doesn't matter if I take something or not. Obviously, all my medications are prescribed, so there's nothing wrong with my dosage. The thing is, some days my mind feels absolutely burned, fried, but my body is extremely activated. And some days is quite the opposite. My mind cannot stop. It's in loop. And my body is just depleted. So it's fucking hell. Also, besides being fired in March, 3 months ago, I was also fired by my lawyers and my psychologist. I was refused work by companies, like small companies who pays services, basic services like printing, which I need for my interviews. I need cheat sheets so I can have notes printed on paper. So I cannot. Obviously, my brain is burnt out, and I've been through a lot of interviews. There was a mistake I was making because I was talking about a research in affective computing that I did in Italy a decade ago. So obviously, when you're talking to an AI recruiter, they get instantly interested in that, because I was doing research on something that preceded AI in so many years. It wasn't even an idea back then. So effective computing is amazing. It's an amazing field. I would love to have the brain capacity to go back to that and do some more research on that, because it's fucking amazing. It's fucking science. Human computing behavior science investigation. It's fucking amazing. Just Google it so you have an idea what it is. And I was researching robots and the use of treatment for autistic children, which is pretty much deadbeat topic at this point. So it doesn't matter. It's outdated. It's irrelevant, and for the jobs that I'm applying to. So I kept in an unconscious and unfortunate way, I was sabotaging my own interviews. So today we're going to talk about not only survival techniques, but how to get through burnout and all the mental and physical demandings to go through, that you have to go through systematically and practically rationally for a long period. Burnout is not treated individually. It's something that, like I said, it's a diagnosis, but there's so many layers, there's so many underlining coexistent illnesses, diseases that comes with it. And right now I'm battling my whole being, an acid reflux that is killing me. It causes stomatitis, it causes nausea, it affects my gastritis and my diet, which is already very restricted because I've acquired lactose intolerance. I didn't have fucking lactose intolerance until 6 months ago, and now I have. So I basically cannot eat anything. And basically, if I drink water too much, any kind of liquid, some days I don't drink more than 2 bottles of water when I used to drink 4. So yes, and now they're investigating paresthesia, my legs and my inferior members and my superior members. There is this numbness that doesn't go away. There is the tingly feet and hands, which suggests some neurological issue. The tests that the doctors, the neurologists ask me cost a lot of money that I don't currently have. But I don't know, maybe the amount of interview I've been taking will bring up some news, good news soon, and I'll be able to make it, to take them and have a final diagnosis about what this is. It's very, very physically debilitating, and mentally, emotionally, it's even more. Because I'm able to walk and stuff, but I'm not able to stand for a long time or sit for a long time. So yes, I have to get back to work while it does not even knowing what is wrong with me, neurologically speaking. So I want to talk to employed burnout people and unemployed and burnout people. I will make suggestions and take it as an advice or not. I don't care. I'm speaking from experience. If you don't feel like it's enough, good luck on your own. So the first thing I'd say is, if you are employed burnout and you're planning to leave, first thing is, do you have a healthcare plan? If you don't, buy from the company, get one immediately, because they need a period of whatever they say to be able to approve some certain types of tests and exams and consultations. So get a health plan. If you're unemployed, and you don't have public health, just move to Brazil or South America. They'll take care of you. And not being ironical or sarcastic, it's the truth. Brazil has one of the biggest, if not the biggest, public system health system in the whole world. So, and it's cheaper to live here, to live there. I'd give you the fuck. All right, moving on. It's an option. Think about rent, bills, public health system. That's the plan. Anywhere in South America is better than not having health plan and paying your ass off for money that you don't have. If you were sacked and you have rights and you got some money, that's something I would definitely consider. moving out abroad or something like that, or for moving to a cheaper state, a cheaper city. The goal is, either if you employed or unemployed but you're burnt out, you need to think about strategic survival. And the thing is, people have children, people have pets. I have pets, but I don't care. I'll take them with me. I don't have children, obviously, for practical reasons. They are so expensive and so much to handle. I can barely take care of myself, let alone children. And I'm not planning on having them anyway. So I'm childless, child-free, whatever you call it. I'll call it problem-free. So, yes, first thing is healthcare and effective managing your resources. Second thing is, if you're employed and you're planning on leaving your job, you have to start. I know you have been applying for other jobs, but it goes to both kind of people, employed and unemployed. Go for AI. Start reshaping your CV, and you transfer your skills to AI skills. They don't require experience in AI. They require soft skills. The technical skills you learn as you go. Obviously, you have to take a course. I recommend Coursera, AI for IBM, for beginners. It's an introduction. I'm taking it. And it's very, very easy to understand. It's completely, doable, and you're not stupid. You're here, so you can do it. So reshape your CV and transfer your skills, even your technical skills and soft skills, to AI. That's my tip. That's the only one about jobs that you're gonna get from me. Because if you're not able to navigate technology in 2026, you're fucked. You go live in a fucking forest and live from art, sell earrings and necklaces made of stone at the beach. That's it. The next thing is, I talked about housing and moving to cheaper places. That's true. But if you are working from home, or you have to understand something. If you're burnout, either you're unemployed already, you have no resources, no funds, no healthcare, no possibility of moving out to somewhere cheaper. First of all, you're pretty much fucked, but there is a way. There's always a way out. Don't sell your body, please. That's not the way out. Don't do drugs either. That's not the way out. But everything is about technology these days. So if you cannot navigate your computer, I don't know how you got here. I have a degree in computer science, but it's obsolete because I finished 11 years ago. And pretty much that's the stuff that I learned. They evolve in a million years, light years, faster than I cannot ever imagine. So basically, you have to get up to date with technology. What the fuck are you doing? Spending time scrolling on Instagram and TikTok for hours and hours, brain rotting. It's not useful. So, yes, you need to get ready technologically, scientifically. Just get get on with it. Obviously, I'm not telling you to rush over things and take a course in 2 days. That's not how it works. You work how your body and your mind allows you to. Like I said, some days my mind wants to do things, some days my body doesn't want to do things. So you have to respect that. You must respect that, because otherwise you're just gonna get even more burned the fuck out. Even if you land a job, you're not gonna able to perform. Or even if you get shortlisted to an interview like I did today, you're gonna be so fucking anxious and so overwhelmed that you're not gonna perform well. So first of all, consider what my technique about taking notes. Don't write anything with your handwriting, because you're not gonna understand that shit when you have 20 minutes when you have 90 seconds or 60 seconds to talk about yourself and your experience and all that. So I do what I do, which is I make a cheat sheet, I send it to the printer guy, and I get it delivered, and I cut the chunks, the text chunks, and then I glue it to the screen, my laptop screen. So when the interview starts, at least the introduction is perfectly visible to me, that I can look at it without looking like, I can read it without looking like I'm reading. So yes, I do that. Not because I'm cheating, but because I'm being smart. If you want to sound confident and you don't want to be, I need to check my notes, well, you need to get on point with all the information. And if you fucking burn out, you're not gonna remember anything, because your memory is fried. Deep fried, like fucking Chicago pizza. So, yeah. Dude, that's another tip. You note that, write that shit down, because I can't remember what I just said. So the next thing is, what do you do when circumstances just are not on your favor? To be honest, I need to go to another city, and I don't have money to pay for the ticket, the bus tickets. So I made a deal with the driver. So I am riding, I'm traveling. He gave me 10 trips to go to the doctor before I have to pay for everything. So far, I used to only. But I've been going to this other city, which is an hour and a half away, since February. So I've been a customer since February, and he knows that he doesn't know that I've been fired. It's not a good idea to tell people you're fired. Never do that. If they ask you if you work, that you said yes, you say yes. Just keep the facade, the mask going. It doesn't matter if you're lying or not. At this point, we are not talking about moral and what is moral and immoral. It's survival. Because once you don't have a job, people think that you are unreliable. You don't have money, income. You don't have a source, resources, and they treat you like you are shit. That's what the seamstress did to me. That's what the printer guy that I've been printing shit since February did to me. That's what the landlord did to me. He spent 2 weeks telling me to go out, to move out, to deliver the apartment. I just kept lying. I just said that I was admitted into a hospital, and I wasn't able to organize a moving out. And then I said, when I realized that he was really serious about me getting out of the apartment. I realized that it was because obviously it was about money. So the fact that I said I was in a hospital made the apartment immediately available to other people. So I just said, really, I've been released and I'm in an apartment now, working home office. And it's not a lie. I've been working home office, just doing assessments and taking interviews, which is fucking hard work. It's exhausting. So as soon as we realized I was back in an apartment and I was going to be a regular tenant and he couldn't actually kick me out, he stopped harassing me. But he kept telling me to get out. You have to get out. You have to get out. And that was pushing me to the edge of anxiety, like I was gonna die. So do not tell any fucking body that you're fired, that you're unemployed. Say that you are working home office. If you say you're between jobs, everybody is gonna understand that you're unemployed, which is basically the same thing that admitting it. So really, I'm not how do you say that? I'm not telling you to lie. I'm saying omitting is a lot better strategy long term, because people will see you as unreliable, and that will cost you much more than you can ever imagine. So that's my other tip for you. I think it's third or fourth, I don't know. Next thing is, make sure that if you move out and you have contract with your landlord, and doesn't matter if it's through a real estate company or not, or the landlord himself or in person, make sure that there's not a clause, or there is a clause that stops them from kicking you out or asking you to leave in case of delayed payment. Because you will get late in payment. You will. It's natural. If you're unemployed, it might be already happening. If you are employed and you're thinking about leaving, quitting, but you don't have a way to, save money, you will be late in rent. If you own a house or an apartment, that's not for you. But you still have bills. So I found a way of paying my bills. I'm not going to tell you how. But the thing is, if there is a clause, or if there isn't a clause that tells them, you cannot ask me to leave if I get late in rent payment, for about at least 6 months, well, I'd like you to add that. And if they don't, it's not your place, because you're gonna get kicked and you're gonna be homeless because you don't have money to pay for another one. So that's my fifth tip for survival. And then the next tip is, by the way, this is one thing that I came up with myself through investigating where I'm gonna go next, because obviously after my landlord asked me to leave while I'm actively sick, what kind of fucking person is this? Why would I spend the rest of the year? This is June 2026, by the way. 29th, I guess. And why would I spend the rest of the year in a place where the landlord only cares about money and don't give a fuck about your well-being? And he was so desperate to me to leave that he offered to take my stuff out to anywhere at any time at no cost. This is how greedy and fucking stupid and a shit of a person he is. So at the end of the day, I'm leaving. I'm already looking for a new place to live. I keep finding places near the beach, and I was shortlisted to a job that I'll be making 4 times more a week than I used to 3 months ago. Just using the tips that I'm giving you about interviews. So I didn't do anything but to explore my skills in a different way. Nothing else. So basically I'm leaving, but I need to be approved and hired before that. And I'll let you guys know in the next episode if I got the job or not. So, yes. The next thing I would like to talk about is your relationships with people. That's gonna go down really quickly. Co-workers, family, friends, they're all gonna vanish. And my case, I already didn't have any of those. My family is really sucks at emotional supporting. They really fucking suck at it. They can't give you a word of comfort. They are more I guess that you can say that love language is actions of service. They're really promptive to doing stuff for you, but they will never hug you and comfort you, or give you any word of comfort whatsoever. So, and their resources are very limited. I'm talking about myself and the life that I've been living for the past 35 years of my life. 31, yes. 31 years of my life was, except for the year that I was in Italy, and 2 years that I've been with someone who provided a better lifestyle for me, but it was just for 2 years. And let's say that I had 3 years of my life that were really exceptional about my lifestyle and improving. But the rest of them, it was just misery and poverty and hunger and wearing second-handed clothes. I'm talking about really extreme. Living in basements, sharing a room with your sister for your entire life. It's just ridiculous that people get to live in such poor conditions. And I did. I've made it. I've done it through 9% of my life. And do you think that after I got burnout, the hell out of me, my whole system shut down? I can't sleep. I can't eat. I can't sit. I can't stand. I can't lay down too long. Now I have a hernia disc. I have found out that I have water nodes in my breast and in my thyroid. What else? I have so many things. I don't even know. I have contact dermatitis, which means I'm allergic to soap. Now tell me how someone who was born into misery and poverty is allergic to soap. I cannot touch soap. I'm showering with oil shower. And every time I touch anything with remotely, it looks like detergent, like my facial gel, my hands just go just get bloated and dry, and I have to use loads of cream, Vaseline, and all shits, Panthenol, everything, and doesn't work. I basically have to wear gloves all the time. Well, I'm already tired just describing it. So yeah, how does someone like me get out of this shit without support from the family? I told you in the last episode that I had blocked my family. Yes, and I don't regret it. Because when I check my phone every day, there is not a single message criticizing me, telling me that my decisions are wrong, that I am wrong for thinking what I'm thinking, for making me feel guilty about wanting what I want, and gaslighting the fuck out of me every single time we talk. Because that's what they do. It's the ammo. And I'm sick and tired of that. If you're not going to help me, you might as well fuck off and leave me live my life the way I've always wanted. And the truth is, I don't even know what I want. I don't know who I am. I'm figuring the shit out by myself, alone. And that's fucking hard. So think about your relationships, your blood relationships, and your long-term relationships like what they are. They are relationships. They're not your cat. Your cat is fiercely loyal. Your dog is fiercely loyal. You feed them. You take care of them. They give you hugs and lick you. Then they have their own space. They have their own way of figuring life out that does not apply with your own way of living life. So I treat my mother and my sister and my father and my brother and all the fucking uncles and cousins that I've grown up with as people that I know, that I used to know, and that they don't belong to my life right now at the moment. I don't know if they ever will, because they just refuse to accept me as I am, as I were growing up. They label me difficult and embarrassing and crazy, and they made me feel inadequate in so many ways, unwanted and rejected. It's just the way they are, especially my mother and my sister. My father used to make jokes at me, embarrassing me in front of people, calling me, I'm skinny. Is there a reason why should be anyone ashamed for being skinny in this world? In this Walmart world that cheap chips cost, buying shitty things, drinks, it's cheaper than buying fruits. And no, there isn't. So my father used to make jokes about my body. The quote friends from church that I was indoctrinated in for 30 years used to tell me they would be jealous of my body because I was the only skinny one. My friends, I would call close friends, was to shame me because I didn't have a huge bum or huge thighs like they did, or big boobs like they did. So everybody in my fucking life, with a few exceptions, accepted me for who I truly was. And one of the people who did that passed away the day before I started working at this job. And yeah, it's really hard. I don't want to talk about it. But let's say that he was the only person in the world who truly knew me, inside out, literally. And he's no longer here. So treat your relationships like they should be treated. They are temporary. They're not going to last forever, especially if you're unemployed, because there is no reward for them in it. There's nothing for them in you that they can get any, I don't know, rewarding from being hanging around with you. If you go out, someone has to pay. Who's gonna pay? You? Unemployed? No. A coffee, when you're unemployed, a coffee, it's the last thing. It's the last thing that you want to pay for, because you have fucking coffee at home. If you're going out and you're having dinner, like, really? I have salmon on my fridge and prawns. That's the only thing I can buy and eat, because it doesn't hurt my stomach. Why would I go out and eat sushi? Like, sushi is fucking expensive if I have salmon, fish at my own house. So you start thinking about, expenses that do not belong to your budget anymore. And people see that and they say, oh, if I'm allowed to pay every time we go out, I don't want to hang out with him or her. And if you are surrounded by this kind of people, then you're better off alone. So anyway, it's like being unemployed, being burned out, being sick, having no support system, no support network. It's basically telling yourself, who in my life is worth of my attention? Not even your company, just your attention. Because otherwise, if these people fail at you at this point, then they don't belong in your life anymore. And I'm not really sorry to tell you that. I'm really fucking happy that I found out about this. I had the option of cutting them out. And I was so much relieved. Oh God, I'm so fucking happy that I did it. I don't know where that came. I think that came from because of my survival instinct of healing. For healing. Healing it's everything. All you want when you're in a vulnerable situation like this is to heal. And you want this to get over with. You want to move on with your life. And you cannot drag yourself and this kind of relationships at the same time. It's impossible. So I did. I'm not recommending you to do that. I don't think it's the right way, but I isolated myself. I did. I pushed people away because they were fucking with my mind, my head, my spirit. They were killing me for my entire life, through my entire life. And I was sick of it. It's been 2 months since I did that. And I don't miss them. Truly, honestly, I don't miss them. I don't miss my family at all. I think that for the first time in my life, I'm truly grounded enough in myself, immersed enough in myself, in my self-discovery, that I can admit publicly that I don't miss my parents, my sisters, and my brother. I don't. I think I'm way better off without them. And I think it's kind of what people feel when they get divorced from someone they never felt connected to. That's exactly how I feel. I felt like I divorced my family and I don't owe them anything. I don't. So about this relationship tips is find out immediately who makes sense in your life at this point and who doesn't. Because honestly, like I said, it's just, if you have to drag yourself and sick, toxic relationships with you, self-absorbed people with you, people who gaslight you, people who misdemeanor you, you feel like you're never good enough for them. I always felt like I've never done the right thing to my family. Never. The best thing I could have done was to get this job. And somehow I managed to ruin it. So, like I said, you're no longer reliable. You're still the fucking crazy bitch who ruins everything. It doesn't matter if it wasn't my fault. It matters that I lost the job. For people who makes your identity around, builds your identity around a job, a career, a profession, when you lose that, you lose everything. It's just basic human nature. When you stop proving to the world that you are capable of being part of something, because you have the skills, you have the education, and you have the social norms and the social skills to make that fucking thing work for decades, then you must be fucking amazing. And when you don't, you are a failure, you're embarrassment to yourself and to others. My family treats everybody who gets a job, especially at public service, like they're fucking kings and queens, because it means stability. And the mindset of my family is, if you don't have stability, you're fucking worthless. So the fact that I was fired, the past 3 jobs that I had, I was fired after a short amount of time. It just proves to them that there's something wrong with me. And the truth is, there is. It's not my fault. I'm gonna tell you that. I just don't fit in most of these places, at those specific places, socially, because I'm direct. I am assertive. I am practical. I reason like a fucking man. I have a man's brain. I'm not sitting here rumbling about how I'm sorry for myself. I'm not. I've never done that, and I never will. I'm talking about practical stuff while navigating a shitty morning, fucking anxious and pacing all around the room, and grasping for air, and just trying to survive another morning in anxiety, so deep anxiety. I can't eat right now because my stomach is upset. So I woke up at 4 in the morning, and I'm here giving you practical advice, tips, whatever, to survive. It's just what I do. It's just what I'm wired to do. I'm wired to action. I thrive in pressure. I work my best when I'm under pressure. And society, small town society, doesn't really get that. They want you to be the nicest person in the room. I'm not. Why would I fucking wave everybody a single day? I did it because a guy told me, the first time we met, he told me that they called me the difficult translator. The one that doesn't say good morning to anyone. And the one who is in relationship with management, which was the person I've mentioned before. He had passed away already. So it made it really hurtful. So they started gossiping about me. And when they didn't find anything else, when I didn't react to the gossiping, I just treated it like, I don't care. It's not true. I denied everything. That's another tip. If you're not comfortable with people knowing about your personal information, and when someone asks you to about it, I did it. You can do it too. Just deny it. I don't know what you're talking about. Do you know this person? No, I never seen him before. Did you go to? No, I've never been there before. Just kill it. It's not lying. Again, it's a strategic maneuver to avoid spreading the gossip even more. You just cut it off straight out from the root. In the root, you cut it out. that's what I did. I looked people in the eye and I said I didn't know my ex-boyfriend. I did that, and I would do forever if someone else asked me. It's none of their business. I'm not gonna talk about my personal life with someone who I deeply loved for 4 years. And I said 2 years, and then 2.5 years back on distance relationship. We became best friends. I was not going to take the most treasured moments and person that I've ever had in my life to chit chat about it with some stranger that I've never met before, who doesn't mean anything to me, and make my memories turn my memories into gossip. I wasn't, and I will never do that. So to kill gossip, my strategy was always deny. Always. And I think this is the last one because I'm really tired. I'm grasping for air again. And I think the last one is assess your progress. You know, some days are gonna be good, some days are gonna be bad. It doesn't matter. But at some point, I can say safely, I can affirm certainly that after 3 months, mentally, I'm in a better space. Physically, not so much. The amount of diseases, issues that I have currently under treatment are not conducive with the amount of progress that my mind went through the past few weeks. At the first 2.5 months were just basically eating and showering, brushing my teeth, going to doctors like there was no tomorrow. Another thing I was going to forget. If you are employed and you're thinking about leaving, and like me, you're about to lose your health plan, make sure that you use the fucking thing like you're gonna die tomorrow. Scan everything, MRI everything, ultrasound everything. Make sure you understand your body conditions before you leave, because you don't know up until when they're gonna keep your health plan going. It's been 3 months, they haven't cut it off yet, but pretty sure they will soon. So yeah, you do that. Take all the tests. Blood tests must be done. Even if you are, I don't know where you live, so I can't tell prices, but blood tests must be done 1 to 2, in my case, every month or so. You have to understand your glucose. You have to understand if you have anything related to cholesterol, to diabetes. That could be a reason that they cannot fire you, or they would, consider a termination more difficult if you develop it, obviously, after you started working. So you need, this is a tip for the unemployed, and the next one to be, if you're getting a job, make sure you have those fucking tests done before you start work, aside from the company's tests. Because in my case, I didn't get access to my how to say that? It's onboarding, admitting process. It tests. I didn't get the results. The company did. I didn't. So I couldn't prove that I wasn't sick before I was fired. So basically, you have to take your own tests before you go into any job. It's mandatory, because we're basically living in our, slavery system. Doesn't matter where you work or what you do. The conditions that your body and your mind are before you getting a new job, they must be on point. Because if they're not, they're gonna blame you for being sick before you even started. So yeah, you check that out. Before you even think about quitting, you have to use that health plan like it's you paying for it in a way. So it's like hiring a hooker for the hour. You're gonna, use it as much as you can. So do it with the health plan. So nothing against hookers, by the way, total respect. But they're there for a service and for a short amount of time. And if you're thinking about leaving soon, then you must get started soon as possible, because that tests take time to get the results. So yes, tomorrow I'm gonna go to this other city so I can take more tests, see more doctors before they cut me off. And yes, like I was saying, assess your progress. Have everything documented, because you're not going anywhere fast if you don't. You need proof that you're okay to do this job. I don't even say fit, because we all are fit to do something, unless you have some kind of mental illness that doesn't allow you to properly function, or physical disabled. But we all fit for working. If that's where the question comes, are you okay mentally and physically to do that? Right now, I'm not. But who cares? I need a job. And I need to know to assess my health state before I start the job. So when I need to prove that the job caused or didn't cause disease, sickness, I have the reports, the doctor's reports. And obviously, last but not least, get a psychiatrist, because every doctor is obligated to report everything you say. And if you tell a psychiatrist at least one every 2 months that your job is killing you, and you give specific details about how it's killing you, then in 3 months, you're going to have a burnout report. So, yes, you do need the fucking health plan more than anything else. That health plan is your bitch. Do it. Use it. So, yeah, that's it for today. I'm tired. I'm going to watch something. Take care.